Ryan Miller and co-owner of Bärchen Beer Garden. I grew up in Omaha. I grew up in South Omaha, and I graduated from Ryan High School. I don't know if I have hobbies. I think Bärchen is my hobby essentially, so it's kind of it. But I don't know. It was home-brewing. Essentially, it was a big hobby of mine. I started Benson Brewery as a result of that, and then since moved on to this, and so I guess hobbies, I guess starting businesses. Bärchen is, it's a modern American beer hall, but it's inspired obviously from German traditions and a few ideas we've seen on the East Coast and on the West Coast. We kind of brought them together, put them in Benson, so in Omaha. I used to live on a boat in San Diego, and one of the guys that also lived on a boat in the marina, he's a home brewer, and I was in college, I kind of started homebrewing with him, and then prior to that, my dad lives in Colorado, and I spent a lot of time going back and forth. And craft beer was a big thing there early on, so I've been exposed to it and interested in it from a young age, and just kind of carried through as grown older and I started to do things on my own a little bit. We're closing on a new property in Blackstone tomorrow, which it'll be about 3 or 4 times the size of this. And then we're looking to put other locations in different cities. So this is kind of our beta model. Blackstone's gonna be take our lessons learned from here, implement those over there. Then hopefully that works. We're gonna try to open in a few cold weather cities around the country. So. Kind of my beer mentor, Tom Hennessy, a Colorado boy in Colorado. He's kind of my guiding how to structure the business to make it so your costs aren't extreme, but you can still put out a product that's profitable at a fair price. So there's been a handful along the way. My grandmother and just, people. There's definitely people that influence you as you kind of go through it and help you. Mentor you, or you learn something here, or hopefully can compile all the insights you get and all the interesting people you meet, and you kind of use that to mold what you're trying to accomplish. And hopefully it all comes together, and if you're lucky and you work hard, hopefully you put a product out that people enjoy, and that's kind of the ultimate goal. So. There's a handful, but it's you take. I'm always kind of observing, and I if I see something I like, I'll take a picture, take notes, and I'll say, okay, look at my list. Say this is what I like, this is what I didn't like, and we try to kind of incorporate it, things we like where we can, and then sometimes everything's unique to itself, though, so you gotta create your own place. Find decent help. We have a pretty good team here, but it's just finding employees that embrace it and try to, do things the way you want them done, or the way they should want them done as well. That's a challenge. Managing just all the aspects of the business. And when people come into a bar or restaurant, they say, "Oh wow, this is great, I want to open one," but there's a whole business side to it that I think people maybe aren't quite aware of. So making sure you don't overspend, manage your cash flow. We've done a really good job of that here, where we've made through the slow time in our launch, and not lost money. So that was the first goal. Now it's time to kind of move forward to the next thing. Regulations and government entities are always a challenge. So there's always I think an underappreciated, underestimated thing you need to consider when you go to business, is that there's a lot of obstacles out there that you're gonna have to navigate. So it's kind of it. But if you're really in touch on it, it's just making sure you manage your labor, your overflow, your cash flow properly, and I think you're good. But it's every day is a new experience too. So you know. One more challenge too that I learned with Benson Brewery and then now here is you need to have the proper amount of seats. You need to have enough seats to get people in when they come in, because everybody comes in. About 60% of our business comes at the same time, and if you have 40 seats, that's all business you're gonna get. But if you have a little bit more capacity and afford to have that, you're gonna benefit from that because you're able to kind of capture a bigger crowd. Monday and Tuesday, who cares? You know, we could shrink by 75% and be fine. But it's the Thursdays through Sundays to where you get the rushes at all the same time. If you're not able to accommodate that, really impacts your potential revenue. And again, at the end of the day, profits. So what we do is we have our core beer portfolio of about 15 to 20 is generally German beers. And then we round that out with some US craft, a lot of Scandinavian craft beer as well. We try to keep on. So we try to keep on Danish beer, Norwegian beer, some Swedish beer, a lot of Belgian beer as well. And we also have some pretty cool beers from Estonia that we have on tap right now. And we'll have other stuff from like New Zealand. We just try to keep beers that not everybody has on tap. And it's understandable not to put them on tap because they're really expensive to get in. And the price that we have to charge. We're a beer hall, beer garden, essentially. We have a limited food offerings. We offer sausages, some sandwiches, really great pretzel, and kind of keep it, it's not a huge menu, but it's good stuff, and it's, it fits the environment we're in. We're not trying to be a 5-star restaurant or any of that, but we're a beer hall. If you want a sausage or a sandwich, we got it covered. If you want filet mignon, we're at the place for it. So it's kind of all we do. In general, we have a large open clean space, kind of modernly designed. We have a 150-seat beer garden out back, which is unique to Omaha. Some people are starting to kind of copy the model, and they're going to open up a few in different parts of town. But I think our market too, this neighborhood is we're a bar that does have food. We're not a full-service restaurant by any means, but if you do want to buy to eat with your beer, you can do that here. But overall, I think we fit well in the neighborhood as far as being different, but not overly so. Still approachable, comfortable. We have big communal tables, so we're good for big groups as well as small couples as well. So I think it's tough to, because all bars are somewhat similar, right? They're basically the same thing. But we just we try to do our thing and put one foot for the other, and hopefully people like what we're throwing out there. So it's kind of it. Yeah, I mean, it's even like with the chairs in the room you're standing in, right? I mean, should we waste the money on it right now, or wait till after summer when it's going to become more relevant to have indoor seating? There's, you're trying to match your outflows with your inflows as much as possible. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to write checks to feed the business. And that happens from time to time, and it's just the nature of the beast. But really, yeah, I mean, you're always aware of what you should do, because there's a million things I want to do, but you kind of have to, rein yourself in and sit on your hands. It's almost that thing, right? Just count to 10 before you say anything. So just count to 10 before you do anything, because or else you can find yourself not disciplined in your process. So, it is. I mean, you really have to kind of manage expectations and do it as needed, and try not to get yourself in any kind of poor decision making, I guess. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely something you have to think about. So, in a typical business environment, let's just say you have 10% net margins, right? So if you bring $1 in, you get to keep 10% or whatever it is. So I'm always in the mindset, if you want something divided by 0.1, and whatever that dollar amount is, use that dollar amount to drive you. So is this purchase or acquisition or expenditure going to generate enough revenue to justify spending the money, right? So will this generate X amount of dollars to cover the spending? And then too, just cash flow management in general, right? You just match up your outflows, your inflows, make sure you have all your money set aside for taxes and things like that. It is a challenge that you want to go out and get all this cool stuff and do all these cool things, but you have to kind of be grounded and try to make smart decisions as you go through the cycle. So yes and no. I mean, it's actually kind of that's my big, I guess, challenge. It's something that wears on me a little bit. So you want to advertise because you're told it works, but it's kind of hard to see if anything you actually spend comes back to you in any way. So it's hard to measure. We do constantly on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, that kind of thing, social media. As far as actual print advertising or something like that, we've been limited on what we've done. It's just hard to. It's hard for me to see if anything we spend on that actually brings $1 back in. So it's expensive. It's really expensive to advertise. So right now we're just social media for the most part. And we'll donate or participate in things from time to time. We try to get advertisers that way. So advertising is a big, it's a big black hole. You're not sure if anything comes back out of that hole. So. Bärchen, we're still early days, but we're closing on a property in Blackstone on tomorrow, and that property will be a similar setup where we have a large beer garden in a beer hall indoor space. Hopefully we can get that open this year. We'll see. It's probably going to be between a $1.4 and $2 million build, and that's the next step. And we'll see how it works and see how it goes. But anyway, it works here. We're gonna try to expand it in a few other markets, probably Minneapolis or Pittsburgh and places like that. So kind of eastern, or not mid-eastern, or midwestern to East Coast cities a little bit. Well, we're pretty new, so we're still kind of expanding and getting a little bit more involved. But our probably biggest relationship is with the Humane Society. We've hosted fundraisers with them, and even before we opened, we had a big, huge Ales for Tails festival here where we had a couple hundred people. The band is great, but Humane Society is ongoing with us. We also, if you have if you're not for profit and you need to raise money, we will allow you to use our space, and we have offers in here to help promote your cause and raise money for your cause. So we'll literally give our space to the community if they need it. So I mean, that's kind of it. We're still early days, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what we can do and where we can help. But this is our place of business. This is where we want to be, and we try to help out with things we can get in mind. So. Don't do it. Raise enough money to be capitalized, because what happens, the brewery, when I started that, it was bare bones, shoestring, whatever, and it just makes it hard to go forward. So, if you can get capitalized for it, get more than you think. So if you need 10 cents, ask for a quarter, because you might need it. And just try to have a good attitude, and just be a good corporate citizen. That's kind of it. Yeah, I mean, 2 daughters, a wife, a dog, and a full-time job. So, and then this. So yeah, I mean, it's a struggle, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours. So don't. I think a lot of people underestimate how much is happening at all times. That you try to keep your awareness and your finger on the pulse and that kind of thing. But there's always something. Whether it's make sure your social media is being posted, services going properly. That's a big issue we've had here sometimes, is making sure our service is exactly how we want it, and everybody's kind of staying the course. Anything, broken chair that nobody talks about. It's just all these little things that come up. They'll eat away your time, or even here, if you run out of cilantro, then you spend 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever. Just use all this stuff will eat away your time. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a challenge. And so I try over certain times. I'll just take like 2 days and not respond to emails or look at them, and just kind of try to shut it off as much as I can. So yeah, I mean, it's a challenge, but I think the smartest thing you can do is not let it overwhelm you, and make sure you still are there for your wife and your kids and your dog. Because that's what matters. So. Right now, I think the fruit kolsch, it's perfect spring beer. It's perfect for the beer garden. It's kind of what I'm into right now. But generally, I lean towards IPAs like most people, I think. But right now, the fruit kind of does it for me. So that's where I'm at. I think overall, my favorite part about business in Omaha, or doing business in Omaha, is just the people. It's a great community. Cost of entry, it's doable. It's not cost prohibitive. I mean, it's still expensive, obviously, but it's more reasonable than a lot of places. And I think it's kind of fun to see where Omaha was when I was a kid, and to see where it is now, and to know that you're part of trying to help it and continue to grow and continue to get better. So. I think it's underestimated how dynamic it is, and how progressive the place it is, and kind of movements that we have, and the level of effort that the generations before us put into it, and the current generations of people kind of doing new things and bringing a lot to, I think, a really great place. There's lots of good restaurants, lots of great social movements going on. There's these neighborhoods that were abandoned for a long time and left behind, and we're starting to come back, and that's great. And I think we're really lucky, and I think a lot of hard work has gone into this for everybody, and you start to see the results of years and years and years and years, generations of progress and movement in the right direction. It's really taken Omaha to a place where we can really be proud. Why live in Omaha versus on the coast or Chicago? I think you can. The path to achieve what you want to achieve is, I think, easier to do here, and cost of living is fantastic. The business climate's good, and people are fantastic. I mean, I think you really have a lot of really benefits that are built into the city that you don't necessarily get in other places. It's progressive, it's growing, there's exciting things happening. You can live the life you want here, and you don't have to be constantly stressed out about your finances, or the fact that you're crammed into a small place and you need more room. It's just, I think, across the board, if you want to achieve it, you can do it here. And you don't need to be in those other places.